Hey guys, I'm Nisa Homey. Today I'm sharing a healthy chocolate cookie recipe, an ideal homemade snack which can be enjoyed by the whole family. So let's get started with the recipe. To make chocolate cookies, first I'm roughly chopping a handful of cashew nuts. Instead of cashew nuts, you can use any nut of your choice. So with a knife, I'm just roughly chopping the cashew nuts. Once the cashew nuts are roughly chopped, I'm going to keep it aside. Next, I'm going to roughly chop 100 grams of dark chocolate. Once the dark chocolate is roughly chopped, keep this aside. Into my small chutney grinder, I'm adding in half cup of raw cane sugar. You can also use sulfurless sugar or kandasari sugar instead. Into this, I'm adding in 3 tablespoons crushed jaggery powder. So what I did was I just crushed the jaggery into small pieces. You can also use jaggery powder instead. So that is 3 tablespoons of crushed jaggery. And now I'm going to blend this. I've ground the cane sugar and the jaggery. I'm adding it into another bowl. Into this I'm adding in 1/3 cup or 80 ml wood pressed coconut oil. Instead of wood pressed coconut oil, you can use organic melted grass fed cow's butter. And with a spatula, I'm just lightly giving it a quick mix. Into this I'm adding in 1 whole egg. Now if you want to make this an eggless cookies, you can omit the egg and add in half cup vegan curd. I have already shared 4 different vegan curd recipes. Please do check them out. And with a spoon, I'm just lightly beating the egg. And then I'm mixing everything really well. You can also use a handheld egg beater instead of the spoon. So I'm just mixing the sugar and jaggery into the egg and oil mix. And now it's nicely mixed. So I'm going to add in the rest of the ingredients. Into this I'm adding in half teaspoon vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon pink Himalayan salt, and with a spatula I'm giving this all a nice mix. Like I mentioned earlier, if you prefer, you can use a handheld egg beater to mix this into a creamy consistency. Now let's get the dry ingredients ready. Into another bowl, I'm adding in 1 cup of khapli wheat flour. Khapli wheat is also known as emmer wheat. Emmer wheat or khapli wheat is an ancient variety of wheat grain which has a very weak gluten molecule, and it is also high in fiber. However, if you don't have khapli wheat at hand, you can use ordinary whole wheat flour instead. Now in this recipe, I'm using 200 ml measuring cup, but I measured the wood pressed coconut oil in 240 ml cup. Hence I used 1/3 cup or 80 ml wood pressed coconut oil. Now when you are making cookies or cakes, try to use neutral flavor wood pressed oils like coconut oil. Wood pressed oils like mustard oil or sesame oil are very pungent in flavor, so try to avoid that when you are using it to make a cookie or a cake. Add in 1.5 tablespoon unsweetened raw cacao powder, 2 tablespoon arrowroot powder, 1/3 teaspoon baking soda, and mix this all really well with a spoon. Into this I'm adding in the roughly chopped cashew nuts and roughly chopped dark chocolate, and mix this all really well. So you're basically coating the dark chocolate with the khapli wheat flour. Next, add in the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, and with a spatula give it a nice mix. At this moment I am preheating my oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Mix it really well. So I am just using my hand to get it mixed. It is a slightly sticky dough, but make sure that everything is nicely mixed and incorporated well. I have lined my baking tray with parchment paper. I'm just basically scooping the cookie dough with my measuring spoon. This way I can get even sized cookies. And there is exactly 25 cookies in the baking sheet now. So what I'm going to do next is take a cookie dough and roll it with your hands like this and lightly flatten it. And now I'm going to bake this in my preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 18 to 20 minutes or until the cookies are done. Once done, the sides of the cookies will be slightly brown, but the center will be soft to touch. Now remember that oven temperature varies with oven, so please keep an eye on the cookies after 15 minutes. And after 20 minutes, the cookies are nicely baked. I'm going to allow the cookies to cool down on the baking pan itself. And once it has cooled down, I'll transfer to an airtight glass container. These cookies will stay good at room temperature for up to a month. The cookies once done will be slightly soft in the center, but it will be crisp in the outsides. And I like to mention one thing, that if you are making these cookies with the ordinary whole wheat flour, the cookies will spread out little more than this. This cookies I have used khapli wheat flour. Khapli wheat absorbs more water, hence it will not spread as much as cookies made with ordinary whole wheat flour. So just keep this in mind if you are making it with ordinary whole wheat flour. Different wheat flours react differently to moisture or water. These cookies are crispy and crunchy and perfectly baked. Let me just show you how super crispy these cookies are. You can see that the cookies are super crispy and crunchy. I'm going to allow the cookies to cool down on the baking pan itself. And once it has cooled down, I'll transfer to an airtight glass container. These cookies will stay good at room temperature for up to a month. So guys, do try this cookie recipe and let me know how it turned out. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.